Fans are worried after Chrisean Rock popped out with her almost 2-year-old son, Chrisean Jesus.
Now that Chrisean Rock have made public appearances with her child, Chrissy Jesus Malone Jr., the internet is sounding the alarm once more, and this time it's louder. Though the baby is now nearly 2, people were still amazed by what they saw. He cannot even raise his own head or utilize his eyes to recognize basic movements, let alone talk or walk. More than just an awe moment occurred. The experience was a complete shock. Furthermore, if you have been reading the comments, you are aware that fans have ignored the situation before. Now, what started off as whispers has grown into booming cries. Let's pause and look back. Almost no one was surprised by this development. Christian's concern really got out of control when she posted images of her child online for the first time. His age was just 4 months. She was sobbing and cradling him in her arms as if he were the most precious thing in the world in the video. Having a child changed her. She said, "It was beautiful, almost miraculous," she remarked, adding that her child was already bright, strong, and intelligent.
Obviously, I'm outside and not happy. So that was the whole, process of Okay. I'm sorry. Why your feelings be hurt like that? Okay. You're only crying.
However, here's the issue. She saw things that viewers did not see. Few were truly baffled, even heartbroken. They never saw an infant reach important life milestones. A change caught their attention. Because of this last public appearance, the internet is booming again. Individuals are looking for answers, and the debate is getting louder by the second. Immediately, the internet brought it to light. The head of Junior was bobbling. His eyes were not running after anything. Furthermore, the shrill scream was everything but infantile. Also, it's more like a distressed cat than a child about to attack, and many spoke up fast. The comments section was filled with serious concerns from parents, nurses, and even those who have had children of their own. A response that read, "Christian is in denial. No progress is being made by Junior. By the time he was 4 months old, he should have lifted his chest on his stomach, started making cooing sounds, and followed movement. Instead, outside, she was bragging that her baby could smell her marijuana. Certainly. Marijuana." And that one statement stunned people.
$5,000 that Blueface and Chrisean Rock have a baby. Let's start making bets now. Come on now. I'm calling. I got $5,000 that Chrisean Rock and Blueface have a baby. Baby gonna be dumb in the. They not gonna have a healthy baby. Listen, I got on it right now. I got 2,000. I got a side bet that the baby don't make it. I got a $2,000 side bet that they baby don't make it. I who want to bet? If it ain't gonna be, it's gonna be artistic. Or if it ain't be artistic, it's gonna be a mute baby.
And then the meowing began. It was a sequence of screeching, violent sounds that were neither a cry nor a whimper. And they didn't seem to be coming from a child. People were preoccupied with far more important issues as a result of the eerie cry. Some people started making assumptions about possible neurological problems, developmental abnormalities, or fetal alcohol syndrome. Some wondered if she had confided in anybody about his condition. Naturally, though, Christian's loyal supporters came together to support him. They charged that the internet was callous, ignorant, and too ready to make judgments. They stated that each child develops at their own speed, and that if anything wasn't a good fit, it could be genetic rather than the result of anything she did throughout her pregnancy. However, it is not believed by the internet. Just the intensity of the conversation is increasing. Angry followers respond that others were just pretending to be doctors online without a license. But this is the point at which things start to get very unpleasant. Christian's pregnancy was not only incredibly dangerous, but it was also quite dramatic.
Walking, playing football, everything. Who is y'all to tell me what he diagnosed with and what he looked like and what he sound like? Y'all don't know nothing about God and y'all don't know nothing about nothing. You talking to me like that? So I rebuke everything y'all saying about my child, to be honest. But I like this, bro. You know why? Because all the glory to God, bro. Like, they're gonna be looking real stupid.
Her drinking, smoking, fighting, and partying all went on like clockwork. Carrying Jr. inside her, she was all over club fights and live streams, acting crazy on TV while brandishing bottles like it was a never-ending girls' trip. Like, what? Furthermore, if you think it's just internet gossip, Blueface, the man she says is Junior's father, is rather forthright about it. "My son is not healthy because she drank, smoked, and got hit her entire pregnancy," he stated in one of his now famous Twitter posts. She couldn't take a month off at all. He was blunt in his remarks. He was honest and direct. It was a tweet like a grenade. On the drive to the hospital, he even said she was puffing while in delivery. Give it time to calm down. Blame it loud and clear without any filters or denials. Just when you believed that things couldn't get any worse, they did.
Of the hernia, because that blew the internet up.
It was taking too long. It was taking too long.
What was?
The hernia.
For her to get care?
Yeah, okay. It's taking way too long. I wasn't notified until maybe a week after she had the baby. And then I'm telling her like, she sent me the picture and I'm looking like, how is this okay for you? Like,
when he posted that, I didn't look at the photo because
put my feet up, yo.
You sent him the photo because what? Like, explain.
It's just his son, yo. I'm like, he texts my phone about, you doing this, little baby. I'm like, bro, your son is about to go under anesthesia for a big hernia. Can I just at least get a little bit, like, do you care about our son's life right now, bro? Like, this is what it looks like. I'm not capping. Can you calm down? I didn't know he was going.
Not to check on the health of her infant, Christian went live on Instagram one evening to display a massive new tattoo of Blueface's mug image on her face. She was responding to those who were criticizing her the most with shouts and applause. But there was another sound in the background that viewers heard. It's crying with her baby. Nor is it just any wail. It had a strained, gut-wrenching, high-pitched sound as though something were very wrong. It sounded quite clear. The entire audience felt it in their chests. It wasn't just melancholy, it was disconcerting. No mother remained silent. "I've never heard a baby cry like that in my life," she continued. His tone was not one of melancholy. His voice was that of someone in agony. How did Christian respond? Did she halt the live broadcast? Was she in a rush to check on Junior's condition? Did her baby's weeping in the background even startle her? No. As though it were the main topic of conversation, she persisted in arguing about her facial tattoo, observing it was challenging. Suddenly, the name Charleston White started to become well known again. The man is known for saying strange things, but months before Junior was even born, he made one of the most disturbing predictions the internet has ever seen.
Look at my grandbaby and see that, and that was my first time seeing it.
Oh, God.
And it crushed my heart a little bit, it did. But I love all my kids no matter what I told you, whether they slow, need a helmet, whether they got nappy hair, whether they short, funny looking. I love all my grandkids, but I ain't gonna lie, my first initial thought when I saw him in that restaurant. It crushed me. And for her to say she wanted to stomp me out, girl, I can't even tell you what my mind wanted to do to you once I looked in his face and I didn't know if he was looking at me, you, or the air. I was hurt, genuinely hurt. But you know what I said? You know what? That's okay. That's okay. If he can laugh and he can cry and he can smack.
Placed a $5,000 wager that Blueface and Chrisean's newborn kid would not make it through childbirth. Doing so would cause serious developmental issues for him. He even put in an extra $2,000 since he was betting the child will get autism. He was chastised at the time for being cold-hearted and disgusting. But the perspective from which those clips are now being seen has entirely changed. It's said that he might have noticed something that nobody else wanted to recognize. Christian's more public. Displays of her kid have the internet doing what it does best, investigating. Images of Jr. side by side with children who have been diagnosed with fetal alcohol syndrome have been circulated, with some highlighting the similarities between the two. It is cold. The small head, the wide-set eyes, the flat facial features, and the lack of responsiveness. The social, there are a lot of medical hypotheses in the media. It's clear that the questions will persist when you take into account the impairments in speech, walking, and coordination. They are getting louder every day. No eye contact, no expression, no blinking. The warning flags regarding Jr. are growing more numerous every day. Some others even say he may be blind. That expressionless stare, that fixed, unmoving gaze is terrifying to many, and it's not just online speculation. Clarissa, Blueface's own mother, talked candidly about her fears in a heartfelt video. "I couldn't tell if he was looking at me. The air or nothing at all when I looked into his face," said she. "I had a broken heart."
Blind in both eyes, and that was confirmed by Clarissa, Blueface's mom. And I'm telling you, I had to go back and watch the video to when they was in a restaurant, because that's the first thing my mind went to. They was in a restaurant and Chrisean was trying to feed him mashed potatoes, and he wasn't grabbing for the spoon. He wasn't even opening up his mouth, and it makes sense now because he could not see anything. It all makes sense. He wasn't even really blinking. He was just straight staring into the distance. And it's just sad. We all knew something was wrong, even though she did confirm some type of syndrome that causes him to cry like he's a cat. They did confirm that. At least Clarissa confirmed that. I don't remember Chrisean confirming anything like that. But man, I mean, my heart really goes out to this little boy, because his mom was definitely smoking and drinking while she was pregnant. And we all seen her on Blueface and Chrisean little TV show.
Is profound. Christian, however, keeps ignoring it despite the mounting concern. "Everything is well," she said in a recent video. And Jr. is playing, walking, and meeting his developmental milestones like any other child. But the next new footage told a very different story, straight from the streets without any filter or alteration. Jr. simply stared off into space, as if he had never been there, barely moved, and showed no response to anyone around him. We must be truthful. By the time they are 2 years old, most kids can run around excitedly, point at things, show emotions, and enunciate simple words. Jr., however, has not yet spoken, moved, or shown any overt signs of consciousness. People get heated as a result. No commenter was reserved. "Christian has irritated me quite a bit. That baby is in need of assistance, sincere support." She isn't ready for the fact that she would have to admit that she made a mistake during her pregnancy in order to get it, though. This brings us to one of the saddest moments in the whole situation: the hernia. It was true that Jr. had a pronounced hernia, disagreeable, dangerous, and, as Blueface says, Christian paused. He said she ignored doctor's appointments, postponed surgery, and neglected follow-ups. Blueface had to force her to take action by sharing a photo of her hernia online, since it had gotten so bad. To be honest, many people think that was the final straw, and fans were shocked. Yes, it was Blueface. He shared an internet photo of his own son's condition in an attempt to shame Chrisean into becoming a mother. Furthermore, that conduct not only sparked outrage, but also exposed deeper wounds. He responded coldly when asked why he posted it. The duration was excessively lengthy. I found out about the hernia about 1 week after he was born. I was surprised to discover that she was okay with it after seeing the photo. Chrisean did not deny sending the photo, but she said she was unaware he planned to share it. Her response? Please give me a little break. As you prepare to put your son under anesthesia, you're texting me about drama. How much do you care about his life? The back and forth got more disgusting. They are both insulting one another now, claiming that the other is inappropriate and in the middle, unprotected and caught up in a war he never asked for, a newborn. Once again, Blueface's mother, Carissa, had to speak up. In another touching video, she talked about the first time she saw her grandchild in person. I refused to believe it. It was slowed down by the internet. But seeing him in that restaurant broke my heart. His hand was not extended for the spoon. He was not saying a word. We know why now. He could see nothing. He couldn't see. It hit like a bunch of bricks, his grandmother told him, and it was startling. It's the same awful occurrence is happening right now for millions of people to watch. A crying baby who is staring into space and not talking, walking, or meeting any developmental milestones. And in spite of everything, Sheen is unwavering in her conviction that her son is doing flawlessly. But the world has become less certain. We must be truthful. If we set aside the blame game and overlook the clubs, the noise, the smoke, the shouting, battles, and the facial tattoos, the facts still make a stronger statement. Above all else, this child is in desperate need of help, medical care, help with development, and professional guidance from informed people. Time goes by, though, and the hurt only gets worse every time Chrisean downplays it or ignores it as though nothing is wrong. The focus has shifted from his body. The stakes are high for his future, his potential for success, social interaction, and even a normal life. That's what's at risk. By now, we've broken down the entire scenario, but now is your opportunity to discuss it. How do you feel? Does Sheen really have no idea what's going on? Or is Blueface faking the whole thing to get more power and influence? Who is actually keeping Jr. safe is the real query. Tell us what you think in the comments section below. We are watching. Hit that like if you want to know the truth. By subscribing, you can keep up with what's truly happening behind the scenes. Additionally, do not forget to forward this movie to a suitable recipient. But the story doesn't finish. Here, there will be more chapters in the future, so don't worry.